Welcome back, everybody. Folks, my first guest tonight is the Academy Award-winning director behind films like Apollo 13, Rush, Frost Nixon, and so many more. Please welcome back to The Late Show, Ron Howard. Hey, Ron. Come on, man.
Do me right.
Unbelievable. So fun.
Tell me lies and hold.
There you go.
Thank you. That's a thrill already.
Isn't that nice?
Absolutely.
You don't get that every place.
No. Only here.
That's right. Now, you're a director, you're an actor,
Right.
You're a producer.
Yes.
You're a writer.
That
but
too.
you've recently added a new item to your CV, and that is you're a wedding officiant. Who are we looking at right
yes,
here?
that's yeah, that is me. Well, that's my daughter Paige, and the love of her life, Tim.
Yeah.
And yes, I officiated the wedding.
Did you have to get a license or something like that?
I did. As a matter of fact, it's still good. You know, they got a deal. I would probably charge a little something. But,
Sure, exactly. You got to get your beak wet. Now, I've done it before,
Yeah.
and it can be nerve-wracking. How did it feel?
It was okay. You know, I mean, my daughter, she all through COVID, they were trying to pull this wedding off, and it finally
of
happened.
course. Yeah.
And I'm not sure the officiant is supposed to weep openly mid-ceremony, but this one did. But it was great.
Well, congratulations
Yeah,
to
thank
you and your daughter and the love of her life. Now, you got a new film. You got a new film here called 13 Lives, which is about the rescue of the soccer team, the youth soccer team.
In northern Thailand.
In northern Thailand back in
2018.
2018, okay.
Yes.
And first of all, I'm really looking forward to it. What a dramatic story. I understand some of your actors, including our dear friend Viggo Mortensen, who's in it, wanted to do their own diving.
Yes.
And do they
Well-
not believe in stuntmen having jobs? Why would they want to do that?
You know what? I mean, it's about a cave rescue,
Sure.
and much of it was underwater, and they brought these expert divers in, and we had those guys, Rick Stanton and Jason Mallinson.
People
with
who
us.
actually did it.
People who actually did it were our technical advisors. And so they were teaching our actors to dive the way cave divers do, which is technically quite different. And of course, we weren't diving in real caves; they were sets, but they're still caves. You're still trapped in, you know, and
All water.
all of it. And at a certain point, you know, Viggo came to me and said, you know, Ron, we've been working with Rick and Jason, and we can do this, and we can do it safely, and it's so particular and specific, and this is sort of Viggo, method actor.
Sure.
He said, I think I'm speaking for all the other guys when I say that we don't want any stunt doubles. We don't want to, this is a part of our character, and we want to do all the diving. And
Was he actually speaking for all the actors?
well, when I said yes, they all agreed.
Because they couldn't get out Vigo'd.
Well, I did appreciate it. I appreciated the effort, and I was kind of patronizing about it because there's no frickin' way we could actually let him do all that. We had stunt people, we had insurance.
Right, sure.
But it was kind of an intervention. He wouldn't let up. He's a pretty dogged guy. I did find out that all the other actors wanted to as well. And so we did reorganize it, and lo and behold, they do every single shot that is in the movie. And it was all going fine, but later I found out that also each and every one of them had a really rough moment, where a panic attack, a bit hung up, trapped, feeling a lot of anxiety. And I never heard about it, and I think that's because they think I would have just pulled the plug on the whole idea if one of them was in trouble.
Sure.
But they did. And
Did
look,
you do it? Did you get in there?
No. I'm the director, man. I wear the right coat, and I don't get in the cave.
We have a clip here of actually some of the diving. What's this moment we're looking at here?
Well, this is a key moment. This is when the divers are first going in this technically challenging cave, and they have no idea really how dangerous it is, and we begin to get a sense of how those boys might have been trapped by a flash flood in that cave. All Viggo, all Colin.
Jim?
Let's have a look. That's it. We better head back.
Yeah.
All our boys.
I wouldn't do that even on the set.
It was, look, the reality is, you know, and there were a number of heroes, you know, in various facets around that rescue mission, but everybody was so honored to tell that story that everyone wanted to give everything that they had to just simply to try to get it right. So it was, I've never had less complaining on a set because, you know, they would look around and see one of the real rescue divers, or they would just think about what those boys had been through and what all of those thousands of volunteers had achieved. And, you know, it humbled them, and they were glad to tell the story.
Now, you were here in May with our friend Jose Andres.
Yes.
For the documentary about the work that World Central Kitchen
Feed
does.
People.
We
Yes.
Feed People. Beautiful documentary. I recommend everybody go see it. You say that this film and that film are actually related in a way. What do you mean?
Well, I was working on them simultaneously, and I was kind of moving from one real-life superhero to another. I mean, but these are people, complicated, interesting, highly intelligent, dedicated people, just accomplishing so much. And, you know, what Jose does and his team with World Central Kitchen is extraordinary. It's an act of volunteerism. And really, this is one of the things that differentiates, you know, 13 Lives from other movies that I've done and others that I've seen. And one of the reasons I really wanted to do it is it so celebrates volunteerism, because most of the people who really moved the needle did not have to be there. They didn't have to be risking their lives. They didn't have to be risking their you know, their emotional kind of safety and stability, career issues. And so not only did I want to focus on those divers, but I also wanted to reflect how much the Thai volunteerism impacted the outcome. None of it would have happened, you know, without the complete international effort.
There were people up the mountain trying to divert rain and everything
oh,
to keep it from actually reflooding the tubes and everything. Now, Vigo made some headlines because he was wearing the same shirt to the premiere right here. This is what he wore to the premiere of your movie.
That's why
right
he was
there.
wearing that kooky thing.
Exactly. He wore that. It was the same shirt he wore to the premiere of The Lord of the Rings back in 2001. And he said it's because the two films are similar. Do you know what he meant by that?
I do know because, you know, Vigo and I talked a bit about this, and again, it is about, you know, a very large group of people with their own personalities, their own, you know, capabilities. One's fantasy. This really happened, which is, I think, the power of this story. Is it's a real object lesson in what a group of people can accomplish. But yeah, struggling against insurmountable odds.
A fellowship of people willing to go under a mountain to get something done.
There's a little something there.
We have to take a quick break, but when we come back, I will ask Ron about the most difficult shot he's ever had in a film. Stick around.
Do me wrong.